We have work to do.
I said I would do as much as I could. It was definitely a lot more than I was ready to take on.
It really has taken a lot of us to bring the success to this pub.
It has people coming to town just to come to the restaurant.
It's a little overwhelming.
That's the fun part. I'm a foodie. I love all types of foods, flavors from all over the world.
I come in here more often than I should probably, actually, yeah.
We want to keep making those little risky moves.
That's the vision. We'll see if we can get there.
It also gives us more time together.
Yeah.
Yay! I grew up in Hudson Bay, Saskatchewan, and the minute that I was able to leave, I left when I was 17 and I headed for the mountains. I got a job at a hotel and I started cleaning rooms and working at a front desk.
I grew up in Hudson Bay, born and raised, enjoying the outdoors, hunting and fishing. We're usually enjoying some of the fish or wildlife that we've been able to harvest and enjoy. Growing up watching my grandmothers and mothers cook in the kitchen was always an enjoyment for me.
The minute that I turned 18, I was in a bar, working behind the bar, and I kind of worked my way up for the next 20 years. Was kind of in the hospitality industry my whole life.
The Zerba family, well, Grandma and Grandpa were here. Mom and Dad stayed here, but their children went off. I remember the students in grade 12 saying, well, I'm out of here. I'm not coming back here. But they've slowly all come back and have their roots down in Hudson Bay. And we're so happy that they're back and that they have set up this beautiful restaurant.
Yeah, it just makes it so much different when you're in your hometown and you're dealing with people that you've known your whole life, and it just makes it really special to do it in this cool place that brings people so much joy. So I brought my brother Mitch into the pub purchase because I knew I needed help in the kitchen. I'd mastered my career being front of house and being the face of front of house, and that's where I've always been more comfortable. I knew I was going to need a lot of help in the kitchen if this was actually going to happen.
Food for me has always been about family, get-togethers, birthdays, anniversaries, the holidays. In the back of my mind, I think I always had passion for cooking for people, and maybe had some thoughts about a food truck or a small catering business at one point. When the Railway Ave pub opportunity came to Nadine, she approached me if I would be willing to help out. It was definitely a lot more than I was ready to take on at the time, but I've never been one to be scared of a challenge, and it just kind of fast-tracked my career into the hospitality and cooking industry.
I knew that he would do a really good job, even though he's never trained in the industry and he has never really taken that leap, but I knew that he could do it and he would be really passionate about doing it. When we were creating the menu, or when he was creating the menu, it was really his ideas that we wanted to run with.
Immediately, I jumped on board wanting to provide, dishes that maybe Hudson Bay hadn't seen before. Trying to bring in different flavors and different components that, people in remote Hudson Bay haven't had a chance to enjoy. A nice, easy salsa that we use on our Caribbean fish tacos and on our tuna stack. So we have a nice fresh red bell pepper here. We like a fine dice on all of our vegetables here. We want to be able to taste all of the ingredients in one bite. So I like to keep it nice and small. We're gonna do our jalapeno, same thing, nice and small. A little bit of heat to go with the sweetness of the mango. I like to keep the seeds out. We don't want too much heat. We just like that slight touch and a little bit of flavor. So we got our purple onion, We're gonna dice that up a little bit here, trying to get that contrast with the purple, the green, the red, the yellow. It's gonna look really nice on that taco. Just gonna toss those in. Okay, mix that in. We're gonna take a fresh squeeze of some lime, and we've got our fresh herbs from Lettuce Grow in Hudson Bay. And these were just dropped off fresh this morning and smell amazing. Nice and simple, all fresh ingredients. We let the fruit and the vegetables be the star here. And that's it, that's our mango salsa.
We wanted to make sure that we were providing a service that small towns don't typically have. This is a really unique pub. We are a train-themed pub. It ties in so much history to Hudson Bay.
Really, Hudson Bay is here because of the railway.
Going back to like early 1900s, that was what got this town going. There was track in all four directions.
And this little place out of the forest was called Edamame. In 1913, the railway decided to call it Hudson Bay Junction because we were the junction of north and south and east and west. And so because the railway had a sign up that said Hudson Bay Junction, the town fathers changed it from Edamame to Hudson Bay Junction. And the year I was born, 1946, they dropped Junction and we became Hudson Bay.
There was a time where the stores and restaurants were open only in the nighttime because they were open for the workers on the trains that came through town. It was referred to as the night town. I love all of that history. Customers will come in and they're curious to know if this used to be the train station from back in the day, and we always get a chuckle out of them. Sometimes we tell them yes. But no, it wasn't a train station. The train station was actually across the highway. It's no longer there. It was a really cool, unique building. This place was created from an old Ackland's store. The building was abandoned for a few years before it was purchased, and all of this work was put into it and this pub was created. It was created from recycled materials, reclaimed materials, and it really was given that pub atmosphere after that.
Any old building that becomes something new, we absolutely love to have that happen. Any rejuvenation of our community. When you look inside, we have the history of Hudson Bay in there. We have the old railway signs. We have pictures of Hudson Bay in the past. And people love to come in and look at that old stuff and snap photos.
Everything in here is Hudson Bay. Everything is reclaimed, recycled, antique. You truly have to be here and look around to experience every little corner of what this place is.
Everything was made by hand. The light fixtures, the copper piping was repurposed and built, and it's kind of a bunch of different art projects all put together. There's a lot of history in a lot of the materials that were used.
We've been in it for almost 3 years now, and I'm still, you still see a little, oh, this is kind of interesting. I mean, you can walk around this building and there's just as much to see outside as there is inside. We have the antique train car that came from Saskatchewan from the 50s. We have the vintage snowmobiles, old trucks, the train lights, everything outside is just as important as inside.
The history in a lot of the pieces really speaks for itself when you're in here.
We're gonna do our tuna stack. This is a seasonal appetizer we do in the summertime. We have our ahi tuna that we've diced up nice and fine, so it's gonna fit in our stack nicely. We're gonna give that a little marinade, let that sit for a minute or so, just with some poke sauce. Has a little bit of heat and a little bit of sweetness. That's gonna go nice with our tuna. We're just gonna stir that around and give it a minute just to sit. We're gonna take our cylinders. We're gonna start off with some fresh diced cucumber. We dice it nice and small so it fits in the cylinder. It's gonna pack down, and we're gonna try and maintain that you can get a little bit of cucumber, a little bit of salsa, and a little bit of tuna in every bite. Pack it down so it's gonna look nice when we pull that cylinder off. Next, we're gonna go with our mango salsa, jalapenos, red peppers, onion. All those flavors have had a little bit of time to come together. Now our tuna has had a minute. We don't want to have it sit too long or that it's going to be a little bit too salty. Now we're just gonna top that off with our fresh tuna. Just a nice summer appetizer to share. Tuna is one of my absolute favorites. I love raw fish. Pack it down nice. We're gonna deep fry up some wonton crisps, so we're gonna be able to scoop onto there nicely. And finish with a little bit of sesame seeds. And that's our tuna stack.
The great part about being in a small town is you get access to some really fun little treasures. We get some herbs from Let Us Grow, which is super special and unique to this pub as well.
Let Us Grow is a hydroponic business. We grow leafy greens, cucumbers, tomatoes, radishes inside an old school building. Hydroponics basically means growing plants in a water-based nutrient solution instead of growing it in soil.
What they have going on there for their sustainable growing is phenomenal, and you instantly can see the difference in the quality of the product when you know it was grown in Hudson Bay and not California and got here on 3 or 4 different trucks to get here. So yeah, it's a phenomenal product.
When they changed the menu the last time, they included arugula, which I was very excited about. Arugula is one of my favorite. It has such a beautiful peppery taste and adds so much flavor to any dish. Our sales have actually increased because of that, so people have embraced it. When they do need extras, they contact us and we have a chat about it and we try and supply them whatever they need.
So Mitch wanted me to ask you about maybe growing some Thai basil for us.
That sounds awesome.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me look into maybe getting some seed. I'll get back to you on a timeline, but absolutely.
That would be wonderful.
Wonderful.
We know we can count on them for the freshest product. We know exactly where it's coming from. We know what to expect. It's honestly, we're so spoiled by having them right in town.
Beautiful food and tasty food is very near to Jan and our hearts. And when somebody takes our produce and elevates it in a way that the pub has, it makes us proud to deliver to them and to be part of their menu. If you think about it, when we deliver on a Tuesday, the produce has been harvested on a Tuesday morning. So it is literally from our farm to their plate in the same day, 24 hours on your plate.
Today I'm having a teriyaki chicken noodle bowl. This is one of my favorite dinners. Oh, it's got a good combination of peppers and broccoli, different kind of vegetables, good portion of noodle.
We know that we have to keep things fresh, though. We know that we want to keep things unique to the town because lots of towns don't have a pub like this, and so we change up our menu a couple times a year, and we've done some experimenting also to see what's liked, what's not liked, and we've actually been really surprised. So when I moved back to Hudson Bay, I imagined myself serving beers and rye and Coke, and that is not at all what we are serving. We are serving awesome cocktails, we are creating new cocktails, we are using local ingredients, we are making some really fun drinks. On Rider game days, we make fresh watermelon juice that lots of people in the town can't wait for, making that from scratch. We want to make cocktails and people want to come here and try them out, so it's really awesome. So we're gonna cut some fresh watermelon, dice it up. So we need some Let Us Grow mint, and we're gonna muddle that for a minute. We'll get some lime juice in there as well. That'll help to balance out our watermelon, the sweetness.
Smells really good.
Okay, and now we can put it into our mixing glass.
Boop, boop, boop. Syrup.
Of course. And we have some of our pub sour mix, special recipe. Add it to your diced watermelon and blend it. Okay, so 1 ounce of Alibi vodka. Awesome. Fresh watermelon juice. This is gonna be so refreshing.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Life is busy. I wake up in the morning, first thing, I make lunch for my 3 girls and my wife so that she can go off to work. Then I head to my day job at the Weyerhaeuser Mill in town and put in a full day there. Typically I'll come to the restaurant immediately after that, check on things, see how the day was, what the reservations are like. Maybe I've got to go coach a softball game. Yeah, coaching is another passion for me. I love working with the kids and seeing them grow and develop their skills and their confidence and how they can work as a team. Okay, grounders? Okay, what did we work on last practice? Second. My wife is the team manager, so she's coordinating all the games. Aunts and uncles, grandparents, great-grandparents, everyone's coming out and watching all our games.
It's usually something on the go, whether we're organizing our slow pitch league or we're working in the kitchen, paying the bills, making the orders, picking up last minute items on the phone or on the computer, or sometimes I get thrown on the bar. I usually come in and help for lunch. Yeah, it's always busy at the pub.
I can't say enough about Nadine as a manager, as an owner, as a sister. When she asked me to be a part of it, I said I would do as much as I could and put as many hours in as I could, but I can't even come close to what she's doing for this place.
We knew it was important to have our family involved. We knew that it was going to be a necessity. So we brought in our younger brother right away, his girlfriend, our sister-in-law now works for us. You know, there's always a Zerba or two around, and it honestly wouldn't be successful without the support of our whole family. It really has taken a lot of us to bring the success to this pub.
We run a very regimented schedule within our family unit. My mom gets involved a lot helping with the girls. You know, we've been doing it for a couple years now, and I feel like we're a bit of a well-oiled machine now.
Start in the middle and go out this way. Oh. Yeah, we thought Allie was going to be our little chef in the family because as soon as she could get up to the counter, she wanted to bake. But now Ella is also very interested. You can see what an awesome job she's doing on these potato balls. Hey, good job, Ella. I think they're all going to be little chefs.
I love telling them the story about my brother and taking his girls, and they say that they're going hunting, but he's secretly picking cranberries and berries to take home.
And making, you know, a sauce with the fresh Saskatoon berries that me and my girls had picked, and everybody raves about it and says you should open a restaurant, and well, here we are now.
He thinks of all those things ahead of time, and he's the one that's like really the genius behind the elk burger. We're
gonna use some blueberries now. Saskatoons aren't in season right now, but so we're gonna do something similar with some wild blueberries that we have. We're gonna do our blueberry aioli. This is what we pair with our elk burger. We're gonna get as any good aioli, we're gonna start with some mayo. And we've got some wild blueberries. This is gonna add a really nice sweetness that's gonna pair well with the gaminess of the elk burger. We add a touch of honey. Again, just a little bit enhance that sweetness. A little bit of basil, a touch of black pepper, and some lemon juice. We're gonna blend that all up. Looks. I'd like to have a few of the chunks of berries still in there. That's our blueberry aioli.
We love our local support. We have so many loyal customers that are coming weekly, daily. It's really amazing.
I come in here more often than I should probably actually. We come in here for dinner, for lots, for work, and then on weekends we come in here for beer, right? Well, today I had the mushroom soup and the salt and vinegar wings. Salt and vinegar wings are really my go-to here. Have them quite often, and the soup's really good too. Yeah. As a community, we're very lucky to have a place like this. Like we're very secluded, so it's really nice to have a nice place to go to and get away from.
It's also a huge destination town for snowmobiling and hunting and fishing. It really keeps us going because we are a destination spot as well.
You know, Nadine and her staff out front do a phenomenal job, you know, engaging with people. You know, our bartenders always have a smile on their face. They know, you know, our local people, what their favorite drinks are. They're already getting it ready as they walk in the door. They don't even need to order it.
And what are we eating for lunch?
It's a loaded question. Do I want the chicken sandwich or the fish tacos?
Ooh,
I like them both.
Mango salsa's made today. feel like you should go for the
Fish tacos. Okay.
And what would you like on the side?
I'll have a house salad, please.
Perfect.
I'll go with the beef dip. Nadine,
Awesome.
please.
Do you want to add anything to it? Or?
I'll have a Caesar salad on the side.
Okay,
please.
perfect. That sounds great.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. I'll get that going for you.
You betcha. Thank you so much.
If you come to the pub any day, you're going to honestly leave satisfied. We're really proud of what we've done with our menu and to the different lengths that we've taken it. A lot of our food that we were worried about putting on the menu has been really well received. So that just encourages us to move forward with it. We want to keep making those little risky moves and keeping people coming back to try new things that maybe they've never tried before or never thought that they would try.
Excellent Caesar salad.
Okay, I'm gonna dig into these fish tacos. Delicious. They're very fresh with the mango salsa. It's not just like battered fish. This is something fresh, different. It's delicious.
That beef dip is delicious.
I like to travel, and through traveling, I always experience different cultures and areas through food. So I'm just trying to cook food that I know I would enjoy and at a standard that I find acceptable. I'm a foodie. I love all types of foods, flavors from all over the world, and I'm trying to bring those diverse dishes to Hudson Bay. That's the fun part, trying to figure out, okay, if we want to do this dish, how can we do it in Hudson Bay? How can we get the supply of product that's going to be consistent at our level that we want to see to maintain this menu item?
My favorite item is the elk burger by far, but we get compliments on all of our food constantly, consistently. The success of the menu is really coming all from his hard work.
This is a Canadian farmed ground elk, so just a little bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of panko crumbs to bind it together with 1 egg. We're gonna mix this up. The flavor and gaminess of the elk is what we want to come through here. We have a lot of other components that go on the burger, so we don't want to do too much with the patty. And we do a 6-ounce patty with our elk. And that's it for our elk patty. We're gonna get those on the grill to start. Lightly seasoned. I'm gonna try and get a nice crust on them both sides. We have our golden brioche bun. We're gonna toast that on the grill as well. We have bacon jam that we make ahead of time. Some diced bacon, balsamic vinegar, caramelized onions. We're gonna warm that on the grill. Let those sugars start to melt and caramelize a little bit more. Nice crust on the first side. Flip them over. Buns. Hit that with some of our blueberry aioli. Gonna add some goat cheese to the top portion here. Nice goat cheese crumble, has a nice tanginess and creaminess. Gonna pair with the blueberries and the elk. Check on our patties. Caramelized bacon on top. Some crispy fried onions. Nice crunch and texture. We've got our lettuce grow arugula dropped off this morning. Has a nice peppery flavor to it. And like all good burgers, a little bit messy. I think that is the sign of a good burger. There's our elk burger. Yeah, I'm very excited that we bought this property.
I know, it's perfect, but we have work to do.
We are a new business, but we do have some plans in our mind, what we want to see. I mean, any pub, I think, getting into some craft brewing for ourselves to help supply, you know, some fresh new Hudson Bay local beer just seems to go hand in hand, so that's definitely something we're working at.
And now they're taking what was an old motel and they're turning it into another business, which is super great.
This property just kind of fell into us.
Yeah, the cost of liquor is extreme for us, being in a rural, small town, so we need to do something to help that bottom line for sure. So that's where the idea, I think, stemmed from.
Originally, it was a gas station, automotive shop. In the 50s, and then they slowly expanded, added a small motel for about 20 years, but it's been sitting vacant for the last 20. We're looking at expanding into a bit of a retail liquor line, so that would go hand in hand with some craft brewing as well. So we're very excited about that prospect within the next year.
We can probably repurpose that sign too.
Yeah, and I think if we do right across the top for a River Liquor Board, I think that'll look nice.
Yeah, that'll look good.
Right above the main entrance.
Yep.
Maybe spruce this up.
Take that down, save that.
We've got a lot of work yet to do.
Yes.
We're knocking walls down, painting, new flooring, lighting, shelving, you name it. So we're just getting going, but hopefully before winter we'll be ready to roll. The brewery will probably come in a full new build on the property. We got visions of knocking this motel down and putting up something brand new in that exact location right along the river. And that will be where the brewery will be. We have big dreams of one day, launching our new beer on a patio.
It's a little overwhelming. I can't believe we're doing it, but I mean, it makes sense. Doing this is only going to benefit the pub, but yeah, it also gives us, more time together.
Yeah.
Yay. I think a lot of customers that are driving through Hudson Bay that didn't specifically come to see the pub are always shocked to see it.
This restaurant has people coming to town just to come to the restaurant.
We had people driving from Manitoba, Alberta, there's people driving through from BC, and they were changing their routes just to come in and look at the pub. It was amazing.
So our community is important to us. The support is amazing that we see, and the feedback that we hear day to day is just outstanding.
We were so blown away by their enthusiasm and excitement over the pub that it really humbled us and really helped us realize what a special place that this pub is.
Is there a restaurant or beverage producer you'd like to see featured on Max TV Local? Let us know at sasktel.com/local.